Be with the ones you love, sharing so much joy and cheer. What a wonderful feeling, watching the ones you love, having so much more. I was sitting by the fireside, taking a walk through the snow. Listening to the choir, singing songs about feelings. Blessed way that they came to us. Why can't it be made? Oh, through the year. Each day the same.
I didn't know which one was you or Ray Charles for a minute then. That was impressive.
You know what it is? What? That spirit of Christmas.
Listened to this before, so
A few times. This is where they kick it up a notch. Wow, I love this part right here. That right there. It's nice. All the kinfolk gather round. The lovely Christmas tree. Giving and a job that we're giving. Why can't it be made? Why can't it be made? All through the year. Each day the same. Stay the same. Oh, what I want to hear. I tell you, it's truly amazing. That spirit of Christmas.
Ooh, sing it to me, Brian.
Let me hear you. All through the year, all through the year, each day the same. Yeah. It's truly amazing. That spirit of Christmas. It's truly that spirit of Christmas. Yes. Oh, yeah, it is. It's truly amazing. Yeah. The spirit of Christmas. Oh, Christmas. Christmas. All right.
I feel inspired now after that.
Welcome to a very Christmas podcast sponsored by NPR. My name is Brian McGuire. I'll be your host along with my co-host Steven Evetts. Steven, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. That's a great NPR voice.
Thank you.
How much should we get sponsored for that voice?
Well, it's all about just being calm and cool and collective, man. You know what's going on in the world.
I've never been any of those things.
No, you have not, and neither have I. But this is a very Christmas podcast, and I'm very proud to be here on this very Christmas podcast.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Feeling festive. We have the Christmas tree behind.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There it is. Nice Christmas trees. And we're here to talk about Christmas.
Yeah, it's so.
We're here to talk about Christmas.
25th this year, is it?
Every year.
Every year.
It's not like Thanksgiving.
Okay, it doesn't change. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not
In the Ray
always
Charles song, that was Ray Charles played off of YouTube. So YouTube, don't try to like copyright infringe us. It's like Christmas. Don't be like that.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Ray is cool. I met him before. No, I met Stevie Wonder before.
Different people.
Different.
You couldn't have found a Stevie Wonder.
But I was wondering though, in that song, which you pointed out that I've heard it a few times.
Yeah,
There's a moment in
good
the
with
song,
it.
there's a line in the song where he says, all the kinfolk gather around. And I just wonder, do you guys have that word in the UK?
Kinfolk?
Yeah, do you guys say kinfolk?
I mean, it's not something that's been said to me a lot, I must say, but I know what it means.
Yeah.
So I'm not, when you said the word kinfolk, I didn't go, fucking hell.
Like,
What's
is
happening?
that? Yeah, right.
But it's not something you hear every day, so I don't know.
But I
So,
mean, like in this country, there could be a lot of white people that might go, what the fuck, what's happening? Because white people don't really use that word, but black people do use that word still.
Well, see, when I grew up, I was convinced I was black for a long time.
Right.
So
Is that when you were doing blackface all the time?
Yeah. I watched a lot of black comedy, and I didn't really fit in with all the white people.
Yeah, I agree. I feel the same way.
So, yeah.
The exact same way.
So maybe I just learned words like kinfolk off the music I was listening to. And
the music.
The music with the Z-A-Q.
With a Q at the end of that. So, tell me about Christmas. Tell me what happened.
Well, see, we're meant to be doing this happy stories.
It doesn't have to be
Well,
happy.
I know it doesn't have to be happy stories.
Actually, I
but-
want violent stories at this point. That would be great. Like, oh, my dad got so drunk he beat me over the head with a curling iron, and I had like, yeah, I'll show you the scar. Like, any of that shit's fine. Whatever happens is good.
Well, we had a very good, like, 1 year on, 1 year off policy as a kid.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you're familiar with one of those, but it means that 1 year you have a fucking fantastic Christmas.
And-
Everything's kind of nice. Next year, shite.
Okay, and on the paint the pretty one first.
Well, the pretty one is like no one died. So that's a success story. You know what I mean? Like no one passed away.
Now we're getting somewhere.
No one fucking like threw themselves off a roof.
Sure.
You know, everyone got through it.
Good toys. You got good
Yeah, I
toys.
always did well. You know,
Even when somebody died, you still did well.
I got their stuff too, so I normally did extra well, didn't I? That was.
Oh God, man.
Depends who got. No, I don't. No one actually died on Christmas. I had a pneumonia scare one Christmas. Not myself, but within the family, where I woke up Christmas Day about to go to my grandparents. I'm like, oh, you can't go there. The doctor's there, and I had to spend the entire Christmas with my dad.
Okay.
And then he hit me over the head with a curling iron.
right.
You can actually still see the scar. It's
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
no, but that's
So-
all I could think about was pneumonia when you started
pneumonia
thinking of
one, yeah.
Christmases have passed. And I was like, I shouldn't associate
Okay.
those two.
So it wasn't your pneumonia though.
No, it wasn't.
Who-
That's in future.
Oh, okay. right. So
No,
this was granddad,
Grandmother, yeah.
grandmother pneumonia
She
scare.
survived.
Yeah.
So that scare, dead now, but survived the pneumonia one.
How much longer did she survive after?
It wasn't the same, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
You know, but I was
All
very
right.
close with
But let's
the
talk about this
grandmother.
Christmas now. You just can't just say that. Like, give me the details. So, did you go to the hospital?
No, I was too young.
Too young.
I
So,
was too
you
young,
did
so
you
like-
know that you were not allowed to go to the hospital?
Yes, I knew this,
And so you fucking kind of chose to not go to the hospital because you could have been, if you knew that you weren't going, you could have been like, bullshit.
yeah.
I'm going to see grandma. You can't stop me.
Right, but it was kind of the
You were
foot
like,
was.
no,
I was like,
I don't want to see a dead
I
body.
did the.
I don't want to see a rotting old lady dying in her bed
I kind of did
on
the.
Christmas.
I
Fuck
kinda-
that. Ruined.
I did like the polite protesting.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, but I want to see grandma because I really did want to see grandma.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, I've got to go to my dad's. So then I protested a bit harder. Oh, fuck, and let me really go see grandma. And then it was explained to me what was happening at the hospital. And I was like, I should go to my dad's.
Yeah.
I might have a PlayStation waiting there, which thankfully I did.
Oh, God.
So
yeah.
I got this PlayStation, which was my first of my life.
Cheers to that.
You know, and it was a few years later than some of my other friends. And we got this soccer game.
FIFA?
No, it wasn't even that. It was something else cheaper, I think. But anyway, it was fantastic. I played that, and then I realized I was having kind of a blast, and I was like, oh, fuck, my grandma might die. And I was really close to my grandma. So you know, it was distracted me from the fun. Like, I could have done with that happening in November.
Right.
Then she could have been
like Thanksgiving, because you guys didn't do that shit.
Yeah, who gives a fuck about Thanksgiving in England? Be sick then.
Yeah.
And then fine for Christmas. And we'd have had a much better time. And I'd have played the PlayStation with no guilt.
Yeah.
So that's what I really took from it.
I got you. I can kind of know it wasn't a pneumonia scare, but this was like I have a billion Christmas stories. I remember every one of them. But this one that I'll start with was a Christmas that I went to Chicago. Went to go visit my mother, and like, you know, my dad lives there too. My brother Luke was living there, and I made him this painting. And I was doing a lot of paintings at the time, and I made my brother this one painting that had like basically like a planet, and on the planet had this giant piano or whatnot. And I think there might have been like saxophone or something like that, but like I spent time and detailed this shit, and I was there with a lady friend and stuff, and I fucking or was I there with the lady? I think I was. I don't fucking know. But the funny thing about this story is my brother said we were going to my grandmother's in Michigan, which is like an 8-hour drive, right? And Luke does the mistake of telling me, like, I'm gonna get a little stoned for this drive, and I'm like, no, you're not getting stoned. Me. I'm saying this to him, like, because I didn't smoke weed at the time. I was fucking scared shitless about the idea of getting into a car with somebody who was gonna be stoned, like, for an 8-hour drive, like. This just sucked to me, you know. I was like scared, nervous, and so I was like, I'm not going. They're like, we're not. No, fuck that. Like, and I think I even like ratted him out and like told our mom, like, you know, like, and it turned into this huge fucking like war fight where I took the painting and I shredded it up. I broke this thing, like, and it's been one of the regrets. I have not had many regrets in my life, like at all. But like when I relived that painting moment, I'm like, God damn it! What? Like, it hurts. Right. It hurts bad. Like, because it was, still hurts. Like, because I love that painting too, and it was like, dude, I made it for him, you know. And here I am destroying it in front of his face. I was so enraged at the time. Like, here I am. Sorry, Luke. It was a long time ago.
This is the kind of
he still hates me for that shit. Well, no, he doesn't. No.
Said it in public.
I said it in public.
We have a very sorry Brian McGuire.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, repentant.
Yeah, so that's one Christmas story I got. You want to shoot one out?
That's nice. Yeah, I spent my first Christmas in America, actually.
Very nice.
I went to Old Oregon.
Your very first Christmas was in America?
In America, yeah. No, not my very first.
Oh, your very first American one was in Oregon.
Yes.
Got it. Go.
Did
you get laid?
No, I didn't. But funny, so I went back with a friend of mine, a roommate of mine, and we took the flight out there. And then I didn't realize that his entire family, I think, thought that he was bringing home his boyfriend. Which was me, but it was very awkward because it was a very Catholic family.
Oh wow! But they all were like trying to be cool and accepting of The fact that they were bringing home the gay boyfriend, basically.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be like the big announcement that he was like, "I've come out the closet. I'm gay. Here is my boyfriend." I think we were expecting that at the Christmas table, but it never came. And funny story, we stopped talking because I did a bit about, let's do apologies, repentant moments in our life.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is going to be all of it. Like, it can be, it's Christmas. That's what we're talking about.
So
this is Christmas. That's
me
it.
and him, we later had some bullshit roommate falling out. You know, you fall out with roommates over, like, I don't know, someone didn't put the sponge back in the right place.
For sure. Real quick side note, I'll get into this later another time, maybe off the podcast, maybe on the podcast, but me and Brett did a pilot, like we wrote this show. We had this whole idea for like an internet show that was roommate fight reenactments. And it was like we had a host who would kind of set up like the roommate things or whatever. And then we would go and reenact these things. And we shot one of them and it didn't really come together too well, but good idea though. Go back to Oregon.
Falling out over a sponge.
Yeah, it's the same sort of deal. That. Yeah. Or buy better toilet paper.
Yeah,
tea stains. Yeah, these things like would be good for the show.
Would be a good one.
Yeah.
So we're on this. Where was I even saying? Where was I in the story, Mr.
You were in Oregon.
I was in Oregonia.
And
repentant moments. So I went on to do this bit of stand-up comedy about having a roommate once upon a time that was so far in the closet, but he had one of those closets where it had like glass panels so you could see through. And I just kind of did this bit that I just thought was a bit of fun. And I've lived with a lot of people in my life. I never said anybody's name in it or anything, but it got back to him and he didn't really like it so much and got offended by it. And then the falling out that was kind of a bit of a falling out turned into now we've really fallen out. And anyway, I believe I did hear that he is now, I think he
came out of
happy, happy in a relationship with a fella. But regardless, thanks for taking me to Oregon that Christmas. I had a blast.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I went to the zoo and enjoyed myself very much so.
How long did you believe in Santa Claus for?
What do you mean how long?
You're still
I'm 27.
Yeah. Good.
27.
So all right, there was one Christmas in Chicago. I went to the mall with my going to the mall at Christmas is fucking the best thing in the world. Like it's great. As a kid, it was the greatest thing in the world. I loved it. Because we'd always go get an Arby's roast beef sandwich, and then we'd go to the Mrs. Fields cookie place. You always got treats at Christmas time when you were in the mall and stuff. And like, but this one particular time I went with my uncle, and he was trying to buy Christmas presents for my brothers and sisters and stuff. And like, we were in like the toy store. And he's like looking for something for Emmett. And he's like, you think he'd like this? Whatever it was. And I'm like, no. And then like kind of moved Uncle Mike to the G.I. Joe section or whatever. And I'm like, pick up this G.I. Joe tank, and I'm like, he would fucking love this, like this is total. And he's like, really? Yeah. I'm like, no, absolutely. Yeah. Cause like I collect G.I. Joe and like, he like worships me, so like he's gonna want to play with me. I'm getting some cool G.I. Joe shit, so this way we can play together. You know,
he can bring its tank to the equation.
Yeah. And he was like, I convinced Uncle Mike. He's like, great, cool. Christmas morning, like the fucking Emmett opens the tank and he just doesn't give a shit about it. Just pushes it to his side, and I'm like, like grab it or whatever. It's like my tank now. It's like. Total fucking selfish kid move, stole the present from my brother because I knew Emmett he didn't give a shit about G.I. Joe.
No, you planned that.
I totally did, yeah. And my uncle busted me and he's like, oh, I see, like he was like, loves that tank, doesn't he? Hilarious.
Yeah. So did you get to play with the tank a lot?
Oh yeah, that was my tank. Emmett didn't give a shit. I don't even think if you brought that tank up right now with my brother, he wouldn't even remember it. I have 7 brothers and sisters, so, and my dad was like Mr. Christmas. What? Which one?
Well, 7 brides for 7 brothers, but
yeah,
it's that's more like the if you're from Norwich, that would be 7 brides for 7 brothers if you had 7 brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow, that's scary.
Yeah.
Well, that's my reality on some level. But like my dad was always very, very Christmassy.
Right.
Very Mr. Christmas. You got another Christmas story? Because I'm going to go with another one.
We were just convinced that my great grandma's brother was actually the real Father Christmas, because he did like he was the mall Father Christmas.
No
back in the day, and they gave him the beard at Christmas time.
That's kind of the coolest thing I've ever heard.
He naturally spoke with that. I never got to meet him. It's just, what I heard.
That is the coolest thing ever. You had a fucking Santa in your family.
And he has like that real booming, ho, ho, ho. Like that's his voice. He would, talk like it's Christmas all the time. And
that's so rad.
Cheery, red cheek.
No, I've honestly been thinking a lot about, if I could only make Christmas movies for the rest of my life, I would, because if I knew that too, like, dude, you're making Christmas movies, so then I would be living Christmas all year round, because it'd always be like
around it,
like Googling Christmas stuff and like, thinking Christmas all the time, trying to like come up with new themes and this and that. But
would it be too much Christmas? Is there such a thing as too much Christmas?
No, because I'm like just like a fucked up. I don't know what it's called or what the disease would be called, but I believe that I stopped growing, or like I stopped aging mentally, like probably like 11 or 10 or somewhere in there. And so,
nice.
No, there is no such thing as too much Christmas for me. And you're talking to somebody who's putting together the LSD Christmas movie list as I go through my month-long viewing of Christmas movies. I'm up to number 18, or I'm in the middle of 19 right now.
Nice.
19, yeah.
Do we have a list topper at the minute that you want to mention?
Yeah, we can get into that that section now. I think that's appropriate. Yeah, I want to talk about a couple of things, couple of movies.
Yeah, please.
On the Christmas list here, a couple of special ones that have come up. Well, you and I watched a little bit of one called Santa's Boot Camp together.
We did, yes. That was.
It's I have Santa's Boot Camp at the top of the search for a perfect Christmas, a perfect LSD Christmas, 2016. Let me just explain this to the people at home that don't know what I do. Every year, starting at Thanksgiving, I go on an epic journey of the wide ocean of Christmas movies in search of totally fucked up to just solid all-around good-ass Christmas flicks. I'm looking for Christmas films that blur lines, that make no sense, that make me cry, that have great one-liners, bad acting that is lovable. Christmas films that live in the worlds, in the realms of LSD. But then there's this good solid
statement.
Yeah, thank you.
I feel like we've been crying out for this.
Well, I mean, it's not something. It's actually, we haven't been crying out for it. Everybody's in tune to this, and it's been going on for a long time. The Christmas movie genre is fucking ginormously huge, to the point where there's a movie that comes out every year, this is the one I just watched, just finished watching, completed. But there's a Christmas movie that comes out every year that is essentially the premise of Big, or vice versa, Freaky Friday, the body switching, father-son switch.
Right.
That was last year's. That was Switchmas.
Switchmas.
And it was one of the lesser Baldwin switches with his son. And
the lesser. I love how that is. It's the lesser Baldwin.
One of the lesser, yeah.
One of the.
And but he's phenomenal. I mean, they're all good in some strange ways. But that one is really good. And then this year's is called The Christmas Swap.
Is it the same people, or is this like
no? It's a totally this is black
different?
people. The Christmas Swap is black people, and it's not a father and son.
I don't think some of the lesser Baldwins are
no
on black people. So yeah, don't get them too mixed up.
That's true. But it's two brothers that switch in this year's Christmas swap. And the brothers, one of them is a lawyer that lives in LA. The other one is a stay-at-home dad that takes care of their crazy mom who's like, forgetful and loses her brain and all of this stuff. And the one in LA is like a fucking player, he's got a bunch of girls and stuff. And the one with grandma is like divorced, but doesn't want to like sign the papers, he's kind of given up on life, And their 7-year-old and their 11-year-old selves talk to them too throughout this like thing. And the one who's now in LA, as his brother, and he's like got the player's dream life, fast cars and fast women and the shit, like he's with his brother's main squeeze, right? And
it's gotta be awkward.
And it's like they're about to do it and he like fakes that he can't get it up, and she's like, well, that's never happened to you, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, and like plays it off, and then
plays it off,
jerks off in the bathroom or whatever. He didn't want to fuck his brother's girl,
exactly. Yeah, nice of him.
Yeah, he's not very nice of him. And so then, but he starts doing real nice things around the law office when the other one's kind of more of a dick, and the girl's really starting to fall for him now, like really starting to fall for him. And they go out Christmas shopping together and stuff, and the dude they go to a jewelry place, and she walks off over here, and he goes and he like pulls out like a diamond bracelet, and he's like, yes, I want to buy this. And the girl's kind of like seeing this over the shoulder, and she's all stoked, and he's like, make the note to Hannah, which is his ex-wife. And so now the girl's like, oh, fucking player hating, fuck you, motherfucker,
What a twist.
So then, like, she's like, who's Hannah? Like, gets up in his grill and, like, going after it. And he's just like, all right, you're not going to believe this, but I'm actually my brother, and my brother is me. And the girl says, that actually makes sense. That actually makes sense. And then she goes, well, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. And we're on, we're off to like, and that's how easy. And the mom's so fucked up and crazy that she knew the whole time. And all she wanted, her big Christmas wish was she wanted the lawyer son to come home because he hadn't been home and whatever.
Right.
And so he does come back home because there's a moment where one of the brothers doesn't want to switch back or whatnot.
Okay. To add to the drama.
Yeah. And then like, the one that switched before that becomes the lawyer, he's like, fuck that. He just makes it happen. And then now the lawyer's back in his body, and he's like fucking flies to Louisiana one day before Christmas, perfect timing. And like, they're like, fuck yeah, I don't want to see you again. He says, and he's like mad because the other brother put mom in an old folks home.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah, he's like, fuck mom, I got to get my new life started. And he's the one that didn't want to trade back. He's like, my life in LA is fucked, because he was like being brought up on indictment charges, all this stuff. He's just like, I'm starting over. Like, fuck you can have my life. And he's like, what the fuck, So they get into fights over, but of course they bring it together just in the nick of time for mom, come home for Christmas, brother. I want you there. And even how he comes, the turnaround on that, because the mom says, no, you do everything that you do out of love. And then he's like, bing. And then he goes to the brother, and it's like, like it's on. So then they come home, and now mom, for the first time in the movie, speaks. She fucking says this most like Oscar performance, like just like, you are my sons, and a mother knows her sons. And just like fucking, I'm almost in tears. I'm in tears. I'm not lying to you. I'm in tears at this point.
Bawling.
Next scene.
Yeah.
How do I Say goodbye. Mom's dead. Mom dies on Christmas fucking day.
That shit.
Right after her big monologue about how mom knows her sons.
The monologue was too much for her.
She did, yeah, too much energy, and she just fucking died out. And it's like, I don't even understand how this monologue fits into the message of the movie, or it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really work. But like, it's not as good as Switch Miss, but the tradition of the fucking body switching Christmas movie does continue. I gave it what did I give it? 3 stars, I think.
3
Let me
stars.
update the list here. There we go. And no, it's down here. It's down here somewhere. 3.5.
It's the Christmas swap.
There it is. 3.5.
Done it again.
They've done it again.
Yeah.
Yes. And Surviving Christmas is one that's worth mentioning. It's the Ben Affleck.
Oh, yes, I've seen that in my day. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the Ben. It's being terrible.
Yeah.
And it's worth watching because it's so fucking good that it's that bad.
Is James Gandolfini in that one?
James Gandolfini is the dad in that
he
place. Yeah, like that's his deal. Look, oh yeah, 19. I'm up to 19 now. I'm actually in the middle of number 20. Then that's wonderful.
Very nice. What is the next one on the agenda for you to watch?
The one that I'm watching right now. You're gonna fucking love this one. Just the premise of it. It's it's called Uncle Nick, and it's made in 2016. And
the newer ones.
Yeah, and it's made by this comedian guy that's like a fat, tall, redheaded Louis C.K. lookalike, but bigger and fat. I think if you saw this guy, you'd be like, "Oh, I know this. I know who he is." And he's kind of got a funny kind of comic sort of timing thing going on. But the movie's called Uncle Nick, and the premise is Uncle Nick is going to his brother's house for Christmas, and his brother's married like rich, like this cougar, and the brother's like this douche guy that has like long hair, and he like has like he designs t-shirts as his like fucking job. But the cougar mom our wife has kids from another husband, and the daughter is fucking smoking hot, and the uncle's mission and goal for going to his brother's house is to fuck his daughter-in-law or his niece-in-law.
Oh, this sounds brilliant.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it could be. I mean, so far, let's see how far I am into. Where is it on my watch list here? There it is. I'm like 24 minutes into it.
Nice.
Let's go see who that comedian is that I'm talking about.
Old Uncle Nick. It's exciting. I'm going to put that on my watch list. So the Old Uncle Nick.
Yeah, put it on the list there. It's 2015. It says here. Okay, that guy.
Oh yeah. He looks quite like Louis C.K., but he's not. Yeah,
it's Brian Poison. It's Poshehn. Brian Poison. And I've seen him do some stand-up stuff, comedy or whatever. It's really, he's got I like him. I like what he's doing. And he's like real dry and miserable in this movie and like kind of awesome.
That's good for.
Yeah, it is. He is kind of like a caricature version of Louis C.K. Even his comedy is like it's very similar. Look at it's like his fucking brother. They look. Folks, go look up this guy.
Yeah,
he looks insane. Like
could actually probably trick yourself into believing he's Louis C.K. He probably does it on a daily basis.
Which I'm a huge Louis C.K. fan, so like. Watching this is just like so it works, you know. It's like the poor man's Louis C.K.
Right.
It's just not. I don't want to say he's just as good, but it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good. Recommend it.
I did recommend it, didn't I?
You did recommend it.
Well, I don't know if I recommended it. I'm halfway through, but I am recommending it.
Recommended in the first 24 minutes of it.
So far, I would agree with
anything catastrophic happens.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with the IMDb 5.9 rating that it's got out of 269 people.
Yeah.
I'll go with that for the first half so far.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So it's tough trying to watch a Christmas movie every day. I have cheated and watched some other non-Christmas movies throughout the last few days.
That's allowed to keep it fresh, is it? But if you were an elf on like Santa's, working for Santa or something like that.
Did we talk about the jean jacket that Santa Claus is wearing in the?
We talked about it, but not on this.
Santa's boot camp. Eric Roberts is the small Santa.
For like 5 minutes, is he?
Well, he shows back up at the end, so it's like a couple minutes at the beginning and then at the end. There's no snow in Santa's boot camp, where the boot camp is. It's like Northern California, some mansion ranch.
Children are sweating their makeup off.
They are. The elf ears are clearly detachable, and they look like kids. They just look like the other kids,
Yeah.
And Santa wears this fucking blue jean vest jacket the whole time.
It was quite sad. When I saw it, it took me aback. It made me do that,
Yeah, and they don't really explain it.
Yeah.
It's the worst fucking movie, worst Christmas movie, but it has all the juicy elements of an LSD Christmas movie. It's literally charted at #1 on my out of 19.
Yeah.
But it only has 1 star, and it comes with a warning to maybe don't watch this if you're normal.
I love looking at this list because you've got #1 Santa's Boot Camp, 1 star, and then the next ones are all 5 stars, and then it goes down. It starts to make sense.
Yeah, it does start to make sense on some level.
Is that a Christmas movie, or did you just sneak a normal movie into?
There's Christmas trees in the background in some of the scenes, so technically it becomes like a Christmas movie.
Like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
It is. I never consider it a Christmas movie, but it is always one of them that's mentioned around Christmas time.
Yeah, it came out around Christmas time. It's made in the snow. My buddy Tim Evans in the UK in London, he has an amazing Christmas list too.
Oh yeah.
On this very letterboxd.com site, and on his list, there's I think I've seen 7% of what he's got on there. He's got a lot of old school movies. From the 50s and 40s, it seems like on there. But on the list, he has Empire Strikes Back. And I'm like, what the shit? I'm like,
yeah,
what the fuck? And then in his little description of it all, he has a note for that one. And it's I just equate it with Christmas because I saw it around Christmas time and there's a lot of snow in the movie. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
So anything with snow in it would pass if you see it around Christmas.
I guess so. If you're Tim Evans,
yeah,
maybe.
I don't fault it.
No.
It's a very.
No, he had another oddball movie on there, but he does mention and go off about Surviving Christmas, the Ben Affleck one. Yeah, he's a big fan in the very same way that I am of it.
It was very enjoyable. It was painfully enjoyable.
Yeah, good piece of shit.
Yeah. Sometimes I love watching a good piece of shit.
I want to see Bad Santa 2. That's a Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah.
I love the first one. But watching it again this year, it didn't hit as hard as it has in the last few years. I don't know why.
No. I'll have to see that one again. It's been a couple of years now for me. I've had those 2 years off or whatever.
It's been a long time since you've rocked and rolled.
Rocked and rolled.
With
rolled
that Christmas movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, I was Scrooge. I'm like the Grinch.
I wonder if
then my heart grew a little bit this year.
Yeah.
No, I'm enjoying the festivities.
Yeah, as you grow up and you realize that you're gonna die soon, go well, I might as well enjoy Christmas.
Right.
Because I might not get to when I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jesus died for us to go to Christmas parties.
I think that's what it says on his it was carved in the cross. Died for parties.
Yep.
Christmas especially.
Hey, everybody, Christmas party. Eat that pizza with Coke and Bacardi. Hey, everybody.
That's a good. Is that an actual? That should be a song, there.
It's a song. I mean, I wrote those lyrics, and then a buddy of mine like put it into some beats, and we used to dance around to it in our underwear in the living room.
Oh, nice. Would you hold hands when you dance?
At Christmas time too.
Okay.
At Christmas time.
Some good Christmas memories.
So you're going back to home
Going back
for
home
Christmas.
for Christmas, yeah.
First time in how long?
3-4 years, yeah.
Well, the snow was blowing in on those 3 or 4 years.
It was indeed.
Will you have snow?
Do you
Where
know
you are?
It's funny because like we sometimes do and we sometimes don't.
Yeah.
You know, it depends if it falls on those days. Like
What
we've had
do-
snow in March before.
Yeah, what do they say about it this year? Any chance of a white Christmas, Steven?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked. I have not looked. It would really fuck my flights and traveling up if it was a white Christmas. So I'd kind of like it.
How about soccer games in the snow? Does that happen?
It does if it's not too much. There's like certain levels where they will call it off.
Sleigh bells in the snow.
Do you have a
Dope,
favorite
dope,
Christmas
dope,
song?
dope. Favorite Christmas song?
Yeah.
Yeah, we opened the show with it actually.
Oh, that's
The
actually
Ray
your
Charles,
favorite?
The Spirit of Christmas. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's also in my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It's in Christmas Vacation. It's during the scene when he gets trapped up in the attic and everybody goes out shopping without him, and he starts trying to find clothes to wrap up, and he gets that weird beanie turban thingy on, and then he stumbles into an old chest that has the old Super 8 Christmas film reels in the projector. So he sets up the projector and he starts watching his old Christmases when he's a little boy, and that song is the one that plays. And it doesn't get to the end of the song, like where the call and response from the choir, like, which is fucking epic part. Because the wife comes in, pulls the ceiling door, from the thing, and he falls through. Yeah. You've seen the movie.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
I
watched that. There was a time where me and Emmett watched that movie like every day for like a week or two in August. Like that's how much we fucking love that movie.
It's just makes sense.
Yeah, like so much that like that. This is when I was 16, and I went to go work for my father for that summer in Chicago at the Chicago Board of Trade, and I hadn't gotten my license yet. And on my last night in town, I wanted to go to. I was going to go to a baseball game, the Sox game, with some of the people that I met at work, my college friends, and I was like the youngest kid down on this fucking, perverted, slimy, gangster-esque sort of like stock market vibe where, and like there was like girls that were like college girls that were like hitting on me, and I was just like not able to handle any of it, you know what I mean? And these college dudes are like, dude, fuck her, bro. You're gonna fuck her, bro. And I'm just like,
how they do.
I don't even really have a pubic hair. I'm 17. I don't have pubic hair still. Like it was awful.
No.
Just a nightmare. I was just freaking out about the whole thing, and at the same time, so like freakishly attracted to these women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like raging 16-year-old dick hard, like in book covering, trying to do that stuff. Like it was nightmarish. So I went to a game with the group of folks there, and I didn't drink at all at the time. I was really like a straight edge kid at this time, kind of like anti everything. And my dad was supposed to meet me. I was supposed to meet my dad at a bar or whatnot. I don't even know how this fucking shit works because this is so before cell phones,
Right.
But like somehow, like I went to the baseball game. He went to some bar. After the game, the people I was with were going to some party, and they're like, do you want to go to the party? And I'm like, well, yeah, I do, but shit, I gotta, my dad, I'm supposed to meet my dad, and plus I got a fucking early flight tomorrow, or not super early, but I'm flying back home. I'm going back to Texas, and school starts soon or whatever. And Fucking, I see. I don't know how this shit works because, like, I went to the party. My dad went to whatever bar. He went to another bar. We went to another place, and somehow, like, one of the guys that like was sort of like taking care of me or looking after me was like communicating with my fucking dad the whole night. You know what I mean?
It's like no cell phones.
No cell phones.
Used to happen. You know,
yeah, like the bars and fucking. I don't know. I don't fucking know how this works because they're just like running around. Where everybody, my dad's running around on a date with his wife now, but they weren't, together yet. So it's literally 4 a.m. when I fucking finally meet my dad. And bars in Chicago stay open about that late. Some stay open even later. But this one was like basically closing because now I'm getting out of the car. I'm like, thank you. See, I know I see my dad in there. It's all good. And I look into the bar and it's like glass doors, and my dad is sitting there and his now wife is sitting on his knee, And as I'm pulling the glass door open, they just go, like in this fucking shit house tossed to the ground, like house, fuck, bam. And I'm like, oh, motherfucker, like, oh, shit. And they kind of do their nasty make out goodbye. Okay, love you, just like yuppie, rich fucking make out grossness, And I'm fuming here because I hate alcohol and I hate drunks and I hate everything about this moment. And I'm starting to hate this woman too at this point. Like I didn't hate her yet, but I'm really starting to. It was just like one of those moments, like because the shit was getting weird. Yeah. But so now they say goodbye and I'm with my dad and we're in the middle of downtown Chicago and he's drunk as shit, Yeah. And he's like, you're going to drive. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding. And not have ever driven before, but I knew I was driving. Like I knew there was no way this fucking tank could drive right now. So we then now somehow spend 20, 30 minutes walking around downtown Chicago looking for the car that's in some sort of lot, a car lot. And I don't have any clue where it is. And he has fucking a vague clue of where it is. We walked into like 3 or 4 of them before we found the car. And the whole time we're stumbling around, he's stumbling around. He's like, you hungry, Brian? And that's like his classic age-old fucking question. Like when he's hungry, he asks you if you're hungry, And then usually the next thing is like, you want to split a brat or whatever, So with this particular time, he's like, you want to get a hot dog? And I'm just mad. I'm like, no, I don't want to get a hot dog. Let's just find the car and like, let's just get home, And he's like, that it is, Eddie. That it is indeed. He's quoting fucking Christmas Vacation, drunk off his fucking ass because me and Emmett were watching it so much and quoting the damn movie. And so then now, like, we finally get in the car, and he's like, the drunk fucking, like, and he's passing out over here or whatever. And he's like, you hungry, bud? And that it is, Eddie. He keeps doing it. Keeps just calling me fucking Cousin Eddie. My dad keeps calling me Cousin Eddie the whole drive home. And also too, like I know Chicago enough to where I know where I was supposed to be going, but that's on foot, but like it's all one ways and stuff. So I was like, oh fuck, like it took me a minute to kind of like I was getting farther away from the highway thing and I was like stressing that, eventually get on. And then we get home and he's just passed the fuck out, and I'm like, Raj, like just trying to wake him up, doing whatever I can to get his ass up, and it's just not happening. So I'm just like, fuck, dude, I'll just leave him here. Like I just left him in the car because I screaming at him like, Raw, like, hey, I'm like, fuck this, but I'm like, I gotta fly out in the morning, or whatever. So I'm like worried about that. I'm like, I'll just sleep on the couch in the living room. He comes like strolling in at like 8 a.m. or whatever, the sun is just blistered down on the car and he's like, just looks like ratted and like fucking patterns on his face, just like looks at me. He's like, whew, I was wasted last night. Just fucking, he's like, you ready to go to the airport? Like, let me just get in the shower real quick and then we'll get going. And I'm like, all right. Unbelievable. That was my last night in Chicago.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, that it is, Eddie. That it is indeed.
Yeah, Christmas Vacation quotes.
Bringing
Christmas
it around.
vacation quotation.
You got any other Christmas stories? Or
You know, nothing to top that. Nothing to top the old.
come on, let's think of one more little thing. We, just for that we can go out on. It doesn't have to be a big long one or whatever. That was kind of Christmassy.
Yeah,
It came back around to it.
It did come back around.
That night should have been a Christmas Eve night anyway. Just the way that story went down. That sounds like how Christmas Eve is supposed to go.
Yeah, I think so. Is Christmas Eve Christmas Eve's a bigger day over here, I think, than it is in England. Christmas Day is like the big food day.
Sure, yeah. Emmett, they do like Christmas Eve, and I fucking hate that. Like open the presents and all that shit at Christmas. And I'm like, how do you explain the Santa Claus thing? How does that work?
Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
I'm a big Christmas Day.
I like both. I mean, like Christmas Eve's fun, but like what was fun about Christmas Eve as a child was the longing, the earning, the burning, the excitement of what was going to be there tomorrow and how much fun we were going to have and what was going to be in the stockings. And like, I just can't imagine doing that Christmas Eve. And then what do you do Christmas Day? Just jerk off?
I think so. I could never sleep.
Yeah, I know.
Ever.
That's why I feel like, my brother's cheated his kids out of an incredible Christmas experience.
Yeah.
Maybe I was cheated though. Maybe the Christmas Eve way is the go.
That might be the way to be.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Could be the way forward. I did a very nice Christmas once. I did this. I went with this friend of mine from New York. She was visiting Los Angeles, and she wanted to go and feed the homeless on Christmas. So, her being a much better person than I am, she suggested that we went and bought some food and just walked around the streets of Hollywood and handed out some food.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So we did that, and we found a few people that refused our food or whatever.
Of course,
fair enough. It was very nice. Then we had this one guy that tried to then sell me a bracelet, because I don't know if you noticed it.
You got a few
bracelets, yeah. So he tried to sell me a bracelet, and I ended up having like a 20-minute bartering with him, and I ended up getting like 2 bracelets for like $5 or something. And then I walk away, and my friend kind of just like hits me on the shoulder, just like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, we just gave him some food, and I bought some bracelets." She's, "You don't want to haggle on Christmas." Like, I haggled him down for like $10 for 1 bracelet to like 2 bracelets for $5.
Oh, good. Oh, that's a good Christmas score for him, though.
And then I was like, I was doing the good.
You robbed somebody of those bracelets anyway.
Got him a sandwich as well. Threw in a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably the nicest thing that I've ever done on a Christmas.
That is pretty damn nice.
Yeah, but I really can't take credit. She was just a genuine
You were just
person
trying to get laid. Like, I get it. I totally
But
get
funnily
it.
enough, I was trying to get laid by the homeless man. But,
So, do the Mormons do Christmas? Is that a
Yeah.
thing in the Mormon tradition?
they do Christmas, but it's a lot less fun. If Christmas Day ever fell on a Sunday, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave you time off church, like shave 2 hours off, but you still have to go and do all that.
Oh, fuck, no
There's
matter
like
what.
the nativity weeks, and there's like the
Oh, yeah.
you always got to do that. I did the nativity once. I was
You
was
were
a
in it?
shepherd,
Oh, fun.
and I yawned the whole way through. I've been Joseph a couple of times.
Yeah, I can see
before.
that. I was
Yeah.
going to ask you if you played.
When I was 5, I played. I think, was it 5? No, it must have been like about 8. I played Joseph alongside the Mary, and the Mary was actually my
A
ex.
virgin? Was she a virgin?
I think so, but
It's
I don't
terrible.
know. I think she was Catholic, so probably not.
What's the worst fucking gift you've ever gotten?
Worst gift. God. I got a laptop case once when I didn't have a laptop.
That's a good gift. I got travel Scrabble.
Oh, yeah.
A miniature one this big, like the little magnet pieces that like for this little boy, plastic little fucking thing from one of my aunts.
It doesn't seem like a game that would travel well.
Travel Scrabble. And I think it was like a fuck of the draw too gift, because I think they're like, all right, here's the gift for just let them pick and they get what they get, sort of like grab in the bag. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to get Travel Scrabble. This little fucking, like, it was literally that big, and the pieces were like tinier than They were littler than this, like
Yeah.
yes, little pieces, and you could not fucking play. You could barely read the
It's
pieces.
just like a Scrabble tease.
You need glasses to read the board. It was so fucking tiny. And like for years, I mean, seriously, you talk to any of my brothers and sisters, and if you just go travel Scrabble, like you'll get a laugh out of them. Like everybody remembers travel
I'm
Scrabble.
all for an easy laugh, so see your brothers and sisters.
What's your take on? Do you like the whole ugly Christmas sweater thing? How everybody, like there could be, you could go to a party where you're required to wear the ugly Christmas sweater.
No, I couldn't really give a fuck.
No, you don't care
about it.
You wouldn't want like a fun ugly Christmas sweater.
I'd take one.
Yeah.
If you give it. I'm just not like that. I'm not going to get excited about an ugly Christmas sweater event.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I would be excited about the event. Like if everybody's going to be wearing big, kind of cool, because I bet you're going to see some cool sweaters that way.
True.
But I don't know. I think it's like it kind of has become such a thing.
Yeah.
But there is one Christmas sweater that I had winter sweater that I had that was a white one.
Right.
And it had like some brown and like two black lines across here, like some brown, like little shapes and stuff, like a little shaped reindeer, sort of like 3 reindeers going across with like black dots coming down it and stuff.
Right.
Sick. So sick. That sweater was so sick that I wore it in my 3rd grade and 6th grade school photos.
Oh, hell yeah.
I loved it so much.
See, I like
but that's not like a
sweaters.
crazy with shit on it. It's just like a winter sweater.
Yeah.
I would love a nice winter sweater, themed winter sweater,
Yes.
not necessarily Christmas.
I don't like how big of a thing it's become.
Yeah, it's become a big fad.
I don't know where
cool,
that came from. How long has it been?
It's been a growing thing,
Yeah.
I think, and I feel like it's at an all-time high this year.
Right.
It's like a thing now. And it's
Yeah,
cool. I mean,
by designer ugly Christmas.
yeah,
sweaters.
$100 at Urban Outfitters. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm sure they are.
sure.
I remember back in my Urban Outfitter
Did
days.
they sell Christmas
We
sweaters?
did, yeah.
No
Ugly
way.
Christmas sweaters. Yeah.
There you have
And they
it.
were expensive.
Oh, I bet.
And you'd have people coming in like saying, "Oh, we want the ugly Christmas sweater." I'm like, are you really gonna pay that much for this?
Fuck.
Like,
man.
isn't the idea that like someone knits one for you? And it's
Yeah.
like, kind of, I have to wear this thing that someone's knitted, like normally a grandma. And you're like,
Yeah,
my grandma
that's
used
fun.
to knit. I used to wear some of her knitted sweaters.
Yeah, that's
and I
cool.
love them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's cool shit. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's very good.
But buying like a design.
What's the best gift you ever got?
best gift? Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? The best
It's a tough
gift.
one, maybe.
Trying-
Tough one.
yeah.
You only remember the shit ones. Don't necessarily remember the best ones.
It's true.
I mean-
I got a scooter.
Oh, that's
once,
cool.
You know, on the push scooters. And I really enjoyed that. 'Cause it was
That's cool. I mean, it's a tough one because like it's like, oh, when I got this year, like that's what I really needed, or it was like, like there's been so many moments of gifts like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That kind of deal.
Yeah, I've had a lot of like the scooter. Do I still have it? No. So,
No, God, no.
has it lasted a lifetime?
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
You still don't have it. All right.
Oh,
You got to get on a train.
yeah, I do.
That's been a very Christmas
It's been a very
podcast.
Christmas podcast,
Thank you guys for tuning in.
and
We'll see you next Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And happy new bum 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 year. Did it do it? Or are we still in? No, we're still in.